Hello, everybody. This is Grandpa Jim, known to you. James Stanley is my name. Um, I was born, this is a life's history or autobiography kind of for my family, but anyone that's interested. I was born in Illinois in 1932, and my parents' names are Mary and Goldie, and my grandparents are William and Anna and Lee and Sharada. And they're from southern Illinois, but I grew up in northern Illinois. Uh, I lived in central Illinois, a little bit north of central, uh, until I was 19. I grew up on a farm, well, in a small city of Chenoa, uh, until I was about 12. And we lived on 3 different farms, one in Chenoa during World War II, and one in Ottawa, and one in LaSalle area, Cedar Point. And then we moved, after the war, we moved to a town of Lowell. This is still in upper central Illinois. And we lived there until I was 19. At the age of 19, I married a girl by the name of Jatana May, and we had 2 daughters, Sandra Lee and Kathy Lynn. And Sandra Lee has 2 children, Lori and drawing a blank here. Eric, yeah, thanks. And Lori has 2 children, Stone and Kai, and Eric does not have any. We moved to Florida in 1976, and but we lived here for 4 years, and then we had a divorce, and and then about a year and a half later, I married Anita Joan, and we had 3 boys, and she had 2 boys to start with. The first one's name is Timothy Wayne. The second was David, not sure what David's middle name was. It was David Bruce, that's what it was. And Tim has 3 boys, Tim Jr., Mark, and I'm not sure if Mark's name is the same as mine, but then he has Christopher. And Timothy Jr. has a boy, Jax, and Christopher's just had a new son. His name is Christopher Joseph, and forget what his daughter's name is. You remember him? But anyway, my oldest, my son James Stanley was my firstborn natural son. And then there was Mark Allen, who is deceased. And and by the way, David Bruce is deceased too, Tim's brother, well, older brothers. And my middle son is Mark. Mark Allen is deceased. And let's see. My next son is Jonathan Shane. He has a son named Jonah. And James's son is named Jaden. And let's see, Kathy did not have any children, my daughters. We moved to Florida when I was 24, and like I said, I got divorced from Jatana May, and Anita Joan and I got married about a year and a half later, and I had these 3 sons. And then in 1993, Anita died of breast cancer, and I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but Mark is deceased. And then in about a year and a half later, I married Karen Maureen, and she has 3 daughters. One, the oldest is Aubrey, and she's deceased, and Aubrey Lisa, and Sarah has no children, and Stephanie has no children, Stephanie Lynn. We live in Central Florida, and I'm going to back up. Anita and I were baptized into a Sabbath-keeping church, and Maureen and I are Sabbath keepers also. And we will have been married 30 years. May 27th, coming right up, 30 years since we got married. And we're still keeping the Sabbath. So this is a thumbnail sketch. Of course, there's a lot more detail that most of my children, I think, know about, and probably wouldn't interest you anyway. So this is James Stanley, Grandpa Jim, signing off.